Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's Game Pass game is a Memoir Blue. Prepare to go on a visual adventure mixing 2D animation and 3D graphics. Is this a memory worth revisiting? A Memoir Blue is a PC and Xbox cross-release that does feature cross-save. Off of Game Pass, it is available on pretty much everything, Switch, PlayStation, all that stuff. It is a Series S and X upgraded game, and the game lasts about 1 to 2 hours. It is very short. So what exactly is a Memoir Blue? Well, it's a story-driven game with light puzzle elements that feels more like a movie than a video game. You play as a young woman fresh off of winning a major swim competition, but something seems to be bothering her. As you dig deeper into her memories, you dive into a surreal landscape, usually based around water or fish or swimming or something, revisiting her past to see what led her to this point and why she's so upset. The past segments are retold in a fascinating mix of both 2D and 3D, with the memories existing as 2D animation, while the modern-day heroine exists in 3D. As you progress, you'll engage in some very light puzzle solving, most of which involves simply moving objects, clicking certain objects, and one very basic jigsaw-esque puzzle. Basically, these are simply roadblocks before the game continues with its story. All in all, this is more of a story than a game, lasting only an hour or so and inviting you to embark on its adventure rather than providing any kind of significant gameplay challenge. So what do I like about a Memoir Blue? Well, the mix of 3D and 2D elements makes for some visually fascinating segments. I really loved this idea. Additionally, the lack of any spoken dialogue made the story surprisingly compelling. Lastly, this is a super easy 1000G or Platinum Trophy if you really care about that type of thing. When it comes to the bad, the lightness of the gameplay makes me wonder why they even include any of it at all. Like, this feels like they really want to make an interesting movie that combined 2D and 3D, and they kind of just tacked on the game elements so they could say it was a game. It's a weird choice. Additionally, some of the 3D visuals feel off. The main character's model in particular I thought was a little weird at times, and some of the background elements definitely look funky. And lastly, since it's all about the story, I think I should probably focus on that, and I did feel like the story's pacing was off. Like, most of the more interesting story pieces happen in kind of the last third of the story, and that middle section is almost like filler in a game that's 1 to 2 hours long. If I hadn't known it was so short, I might have actually not pushed through to the end because the lull in the middle kind of lost me. As you know, I rate Game Pass games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, or don't bother. I think for your Game Pass experience, this is a maybe consider. I actually really enjoy these kinds of artsy-fartsy, not quite a game type games. They're secretly my jam, and the publisher has published ones that I really enjoy, such as An Artful Escape, which I highly recommend. But despite its interesting art design, I found a Memoir Blue to be generally pretty lacking, and as such, I can't hardly as recommend it as I did with The Artful Escape. It's an interesting concept with an okay story, combined with some extremely basic puzzles and a few meandering parts. If the idea of playing a short film appeals to you, this game is worth checking out. If not, this game is not the game that's going to convince you that art games are your thing. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy a Memoir Blue.